Hello everyone! I hope that you're doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. As always, I'm so grateful that you're listening, subscribing and commenting. I really appreciate the support. In this one, I wanted to speak to you about a concept that's been kind of bouncing around in my head for the past few days that I've been kind of exploring in my journaling, and I thought that I'd share it with you because I think it's such an interesting idea, and it's kind of been spoken about by many gurus and self-help coaches and self-help gurus and coaches out there many times. But I'm just going to put my own spin onto it, as I always do, because none of my ideas are really that original if you think about it. I'm just kind of regurgitating other people's ideas, or ideas that have already been spoken about, but in my own way, which is all right with me. So this idea that I was thinking about is something to do with the fact that the world, your outside world, is an echo chamber, or just an echo, if you say, an echo of the thoughts, ideas, beliefs, everything that's going on inside of you. So your internal world and your external world are pretty similar. And I'll kind of give you a brief example just to start with, because this is something that happens to me all the time, and I'm trying to notice when this happens now, because it's a great indicator of what's going on inside of me. And basically the essence of it is that when I'm noticing, or when I notice that the outside world that I'm in, wherever I am sitting, if I'm sitting on a chair in a cafe, or if I'm sitting in my room, or if I'm walking around outside, wherever I am, if I notice that the outside world is extremely noisy, extremely chaotic, just really, really agitated, I know that it means that my internal world is extremely chaotic, agitated, and noisy. It has nothing to do with the outside world. It has everything to do with myself. And you might be thinking, but no, you know what? They're the ones making the noise. It's not me. It's not my fault. It's their fault. Yeah, I used to think that too. But I've been experimenting with this, where if I notice, as I said, if I notice that the outside world is extremely chaotic and I feel like, oh my God, I can't take this anymore, everyone shut up. If I notice that, then I'll really stop, or whatever I'm doing, I'll just stop, take a deep breath, and I'll try to calm myself on the inside first, before I do anything else. Before I switch off, like close windows or doors or things like that, I'll just really be like, all right, take a second, take a deep breath, and then I'll really try to calm myself down on the inside. So any kind of agitation that's going on the inside of me, I'll calm it down. I'll breathe into it, I'll relax into it, I'll try to find a solution to it, whatever it is, because there's always something going on inside. That's usually the reason why the outside world seems so noisy. And so I'll try to fix that first. And then I notice that as soon as I start fixing it, because it's just consciousness, as soon as I'm conscious of it, the fact that I'm agitated on the inside, it usually just calms down just because of that consciousness. But if I do something extra, I do it, whatever I need to do, I do it. And then I notice myself calming down on the inside. And automatically, the outside world calms down as well. So I've noticed this happen over and over and over again. And you're probably thinking that it's just my imagination. Maybe it is. Our imagination is pretty powerful. So if I can just believe in it, then yeah, it happens. So that's totally fine as well. But I noticed that I'll give you an example. I was walking in a park one day, and there were these kids there, and they were obviously noisy, but they were yelling at each other, and they were using a lot of swear words, and they were young. I don't know how kids talk nowadays. I'm guessing it's normal to use the F word in every other sentence or every other word, but they were only like 10 or 12 years old. Really, they were tiny baby cutie patooties. And they were riding around their bicycle, and they were just swearing at each other about something or the other. I have no idea what it was. And it was funny because I was sitting there, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to calm them down just through the power of my thought. Because obviously I'm agitated, and that's why they're agitated. So I'm going to calm myself down, and then they're going to calm down as well, right? And I was like, all right, let's just try this. It's an experiment. Who knows? It'll work. Maybe it won't. It doesn't matter. And so I took a deep breath. I stopped, I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, did a few deep belly breaths, just relaxed myself deeply. And I kind of noticed, oh, this is what I'm agitated about. Oh, I don't need to worry about that for right now. It's okay. Calm down. All right, good. And then that kind of agitation went off. And I calm myself down on the inside. All of a sudden, I noticed that the noise, or like the conversation that was going on with these little kids, stopped as well. Maybe they were just looking at me and thinking, oh my God, what's wrong with this lady? Or maybe they actually calmed down, I have no idea. But I did notice that the noise level on the outside world completely changed up, right? And this is just one example because it happens to me all the time. And this is something that I'm noticing in me, is that I will have to notice this more often because I do get agitated and then I start blaming the outside world when in fact it's actually me. I need to be the one who changes. I need to be the one who switches things inside of me off or on or whatever it needs to be done. Right? Because it's a tendency we have as human beings. It's such an easy thing to do, right? I mean, you can be like, well, yeah, it's not my fault, it's their fault, they did it and they should fix it. And I mean, it's pretty easy to do that. But as I said, I've noticed for myself that it's not them, it's me. It's always me. It is my agitation that's translating over to the outside world. It's my mental chatter that is causing the outside world to seem very noisy and loud and chaotic. And so as I notice this more often, as I stop myself and reduce my mental chatter or agitation, the outside world calms down too. And it just happened just a few minutes ago for me as well. I was kind of getting agitated about doing these videos because I was like, oh no, the noise quality is not that great. What am I going to do? I can't believe it. Maybe I shouldn't have moved to Mexico, things like that. Obviously we do this to ourselves. And I was like, all right, calm down. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to take a deep breath. I did a few deep belly breaths. I calm myself down. And then as soon as I calm myself down, everything just kind of felt all right again, right? And so what I would recommend to all of you, if this is something that you're interested in, if you notice yourself kind of having a lot of mental chatter and then a lot of chatter on the outside, if you have very chaotic worlds you live in, if your parents' life is very chaotic or your life is very chaotic, the outside world seems very chaotic, it's probably something to do with your inside world as well. I'm not saying 100%. Well, for me, it's been 100%. But maybe for you, it's not 100%. Maybe it's 90%. But even if you could just alleviate that 90%, that would be a huge deal. So the next time you are in a situation where you feel, oh my God, I feel like, you feel, you know what I'm talking about, that agitation, that tense, that tension, that stress, that feeling that everything is just going out of control and you feel out of control and you just want to run away, take a deep breath. That's all you really need to do. Take a couple of deep breaths. Take 5 deep breaths. It doesn't take long, really. Maybe 5 seconds. But calm yourself down. Figure out what's agitating you. Figure out what's causing that mental chaos. And then use that moment to realize that, it's because of my internal chatter that the external world seems so chaotic. Because you'll notice instantaneously that the outside world will calm down as well. And as I said, I've noticed this over and over again. So it's not just me kind of making up stuff, or it might be me making up stuff, but it really is true for me. And I've noticed this over and over again in the experiments that I've conducted on my own life, which is how I live my life. I conduct experiments. And I would love it if you conducted some of these experiments on your own life, and then let me know how it goes. Let me know if this is something that you notice for yourself as well. Is your internal world and external world connected in that fashion? Are you noticing that the minute you calm down your internal world, that the external world calms down as well? And if not, then maybe there's something else going on, obviously. But I'm pretty sure you might notice the same thing as I noticed, that literally it is all interconnected. There is nothing that happens randomly. There's nothing that happens by coincidence. Everything from the smallest to the biggest thing is interconnected. It's connected together in a web that we can't even imagine. So if we can just calm ourselves on the inside, everything on the outside, everything inside, outside, everything just relaxes. Let me know what you think about this. Again, I'm so grateful that you're listening, subscribing, and commenting. If the noise quality is okay, and if you like it, if you like the video, let me know as well, because I am testing different audio things here, so I just want to make sure that you can hear me well and that the video and audio quality is good. Again, thank you so much for being on my channel, and I shall see you the next time around. Bye for now.